Hey everyone, welcome to the Pawareness Podcast, and thanks for joining me. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, and also check us out at pawareness.org and on Instagram at pawareness_official. On Instagram, we are doing submissions for Pet of the Week, where you can submit your foster pet and we'll pick one winner every month and we'll give $200 to their choice of charity or foster. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Today I have Paris Miller from Project Canis, and I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself and what this organization does. Really cool though, and excited to be sharing this with you guys today. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Chris. I am Paris, founder and executive director of Project Canis. I'm a junior at the University of Florida, double majoring in business administration and sustainability, and minoring in nonprofit leadership. A little bit about my background is that, like many other animal advocates, I grew up with a lot of animals, and I've done a lot of volunteering at different shelters through shelter assistance, fostering, reception, interning, etc. And through that experience, I really saw how much help shelters need and how important toys can be to animal well-being. So that's really why I founded Project Canis. Our mission is to help animals in shelters by giving them toys out of recycled materials.
So you're helping the environment and you're helping animals. That's really exciting. Now, before this, have you always been entrepreneurial, and were you scared at all to start this? Were there any hesitations or anything like that? How did it kind of come to fruition?
I had the idea a little over a year ago now, and I kind of sat on it a little while, and I just kept thinking about it, and I knew that this was really a way that I could help shelters, even if it's just in a small way. It's not solving every animal welfare problem, but I knew that this was one impact that I could make to make sure that every shelter animal gets a toy. And so I kind of did a lot of planning. All of spring last year, I made a business plan, a risk management plan, and then I started recruiting other members, and now we're an incorporated organization, which is super exciting.
That's really exciting. Now, and that was kind of my next question was before we get into like the logistics and stuff, how big is Project Canis? Like, how many people do you have helping?
So I've got a staff board with 6 other staff members, and also I have a board of directors, which I have been working on recruiting for. We have 3 members on that. In terms of numbers, last year we were able to make and donate 250 pet toys, and that was only in about a half a year of operating. So I'm really hopeful that this next year and in the coming years we can make 500 this year is kind of my goal, and then thousands, and just keep scaling up.
That's amazing. And that's kind of that was my next question was when it comes to, the logistics, right? Like, how does that work? I know that you mentioned it's located in Florida. So, are you making the toys? Are people sending them in? Like, are companies sending toys in to you? Like, how does this work?
So since all of our staff members are students at the University of Florida, we've been really leveraging our connection to different on-campus organizations. So most of our donations have been from other students, other animal organizations, pre-vet clubs who just want to do service. And especially now with COVID, since a lot of groups can't go do their service like they usually would, Project Canis is a great way for organizations to volunteer that everyone can just do at home and don't run the risk of getting COVID. And so we really would like to branch out to more organizations to get even more donations. And basically, anyone can mail in toys to us, even just individuals volunteering. And also for people who are local to Tallahassee or Gainesville, which is where I'm kind of in between, I also schedule local drop-off and pickups for toys.
That's really cool. And like you mentioned too, with the whole COVID situation, I was going to ask you that kind of how it impacted you. And I know for me, that's kind of how when I couldn't volunteer and everything kind of went on lockdown, it's like, how can I still help without, from home essentially. So it sounds like it's a great alternative for some people to tap into.
And I know a lot of shelters aren't accepting volunteers at the moment. So I think Project Canis is a really good way for just anyone to be able to help. And it's even great for kids of like all ages. All of our toys are really accessible because the instructions are so simple, and everyone has like a t-shirt laying around that they don't need. And so it's not going to cost people money to participate, which is really important.
That's really cool. So what kind of toys are you making? Like, is it just for dogs? Like, I mean, I guess I don't really know. Cats kind of are on their own spectrum, right? My cat back here, she likes these catnip banana things. That's like her most favorite thing. But yeah, like what kind of toys are you making?
Yeah, so our toys are for cats and dogs. And right now we have 3 toy designs. So I have some samples. So here's the braid. So it's just like a t-shirt that's braided up, and these are great for cats or dogs, especially kittens love to play with toys. And we also have the crunch, which actually has a water bottle, like a plastic bottle in it. So dogs love to like crunch down on these. I got Cardi's attention back there. And then we have the plushie, which is like a softer, like chew toy that are good for cats and dogs. Like a smaller one might be better for a cat, but
that's awesome. Now, you're just giving these out to local animals, right? Like if someone watching this in Oregon wants to buy one of these, can they do that? Or is it just giving them out right now?
So we just give them at no cost to local shelters in Florida. So we're not selling them.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. And I think that's so cool. That's so ingenious. The fact that you're making these out of just that pull toy looked really fun. So I'm sure some dogs will love that. Okay. So it's, beginning of 2021. So it sounds like this was a project that was started last year then. Is that when it launched?
Mm-hmm. We were incorporated in the summer, and we still are kind of getting our feet on the ground. Our tax exemption is pending, and I still want to gain our member base and just become a more well-known, established organization.
Well, and that kind of leads me to my question was what are some of your goals then for 2021, right? Like I know that you mentioned, obviously like keep making more toys, expand your network. Where do you see this project kind of going for you?
So for this year, my goal is to donate 500 toys since we made 250 last year. And I also want to really increase our brand awareness by reaching out to different organizations, because the more people that we interact with and more organizations that know about our project, the more pet toys we're going to be able to deliver to animal shelters, and the more of a positive impact that we will make.
That's amazing. And what do you think? I mean, what do you see as some of the main issues on the ground for where you're at and what you're dealing with? Like, what are some issues that you're obviously like not enough toys, right? And I mean, what is that like when you see these animals in rescues and fosters getting toys that they may not have otherwise?
Yeah, the reality is that animals in shelters are left alone for hours on end overnight when there's no shelter staff around, and having just one toy can really provide a sense of comfort to an animal. And there are a lot of studies that show that having toys can improve an animal's emotional and also their physical well-being. And ultimately, having a toy, being able to socialize the animal, those things really help the animal become more adoptable. So eventually that can contribute to them finding their forever home.
It definitely makes sense how one little toy can completely have that ripple effect to the whole adoption process. I know that you showed me some of the toys, right? Are you expanding the ideas of toys, or are you like, no, we're going to double down. We're going to go on these 3 and we're just going to, what's that like?
Oh yeah, we definitely have some ideas for more toys, for more cat toys. I've gotten some feedback about rabbit toys, but yeah, I would love to have more pet toys, and people can send in any design that they come up with, and we'll also donate those as well. You can be creative with it.
Nice. That's really cool. And then for you personally, is that like, where do you shine at in this as it grows, right? Like as the organization grows, are you more of like the creative side or like the logistics side? Do you kind of have your feet in both, so to speak? Or are you like toy designer, like, or do you just do a little bit of everything?
I did come up with like the original toy design. So I was the creator at first, but I'm definitely trying to focus more on delegating and just being able to do the most for the organization, and delegating effectively to my staff and working with our board of directors is really going to help us grow.
Now, what do you have for advice wise, like for someone, okay, and just your whole team, right? You guys are in school, you're doing this between classes. Maybe if there's someone out here listening who is also in college, right, that wants to start something, maybe it's animals, maybe it's not, like what kind of, do you have any advice for them, or maybe some like hiccups along the road, or I don't know, anything for them?
I would advise people to, if you have an idea, I would say to go for it. I would put in a lot of planning to make sure you know what you're getting into beforehand. And I really do think that everybody can make a difference to help animals if they have an idea and they stick with it. I think it's really important to find people who can help you. I couldn't do all of this on my own. So finding people who are passionate about animals and want to make a difference is going to be really important. And there are going to be hiccups along the way. I've had to learn a lot of things every week just about nonprofit leadership. But the experience has really helped me develop myself to be a better leader and to just learn a lot about leadership and nonprofits and helping animals.
Yeah, like I can't even imagine the experience you're getting at your age. You know, when you're done with college, like it's like, oh yeah, I have this whole entire company that I've been like, that's so, I mean, it's invaluable. You're doing your business degree and you're creating something in the process. Like I can't even, I wish I would have done that. Okay, so like what platforms are you on? How can people reach out if they want to help contribute to this?
So you can follow us on social media and Instagram at the Project Canis. That's CANIS for Canis. And you can also check out projectcanis.com to learn how to volunteer with us. You can volunteer at any time from the comfort of your home, or organize a service project with an organization.
And this is for also people outside of Florida, correct? Like you don't have to be in Florida?
Yeah, the toys will go to Florida animal shelters, but maybe one day we'll be delivering to every state.
I like it. Shoot for the stars. Okay, well, yeah, that's great. Whatever platform you're listening on, I will have a link to all of those social medias in the description below, website, everything for you guys to check out. But I just want to, Paris, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Best of luck to you in 2021, and look forward to talking with you more. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.